Investors getting a second read now on Q2 GDP, revised up to 4.2. Economists had been expecting a 4.1 annual growth rate. That's what we got in the initial print. And some of these internals are pretty impressive. Consumption revised down just a touch, but corporate profits before taxes, final demand ex inventory is the best since '06. So pretty impressive numbers.
Business spending was one of the reasons. Also, you got a lower energy bill. We imported less oil, so that helped. And now, actually, if you're averaging the first and second quarter together, you're getting a pretty healthy 3.2% for the first half of 2018. Can that sustain itself? Well, President Trump said he wanted 3% annual growth. He is on track to get that as long as we continue to see this kind of growth. And that's a big debate. So the Atlanta Fed, which everybody tracks, their GDP estimate is above 4% for the third quarter. The New York Fed, which also does the tracking, is below 2% for the same quarter. So everyone's talking about the divergence, and one of the key questions is how long the tax cuts can continue to juice growth. That $1.5 trillion.
Is that? I mean, why that divergence between the two? What's the key variable there? Do you know?
I don't know the internals, but I think there's a debate about consumer spending and just how healthy it is. I think there's also a debate about how much activity was pulled forward ahead of tariffs. For instance, the soybean kind of distortion in the last GDP number. So there are some one-off questions, but overall, consumer confidence yesterday showing
consumer confidence
elevated
strong.
levels.
We're now through, for the most part, all the retail earnings, and as we have reported time and again, they have been quite strong on the whole. And certainly reflective of what is a strong consumer, no doubt about it. And we'll quote Brian Cornell, I'm sure, many times from here on.
Best consumer
that interview best consumer he's seen in his career.
We're going to watch the big debate this morning on Squawk regarding, to your point about tax cuts and the impact that they've had. It seems like it was a long time ago that it was passed in December, but the way corporate budget processes work, it takes a long time for companies then to react to changes in the law like that, and we may still be waiting to see additional changes in CapEx in Q3 and Q4.
I think a big question will be trade, and that's why it's so important to follow what's happening with NAFTA, what's happening with China, or what's not happening with China. Sort of Europe seems to be on hold as well, and now Canada's in the mix on trade. If you look at the market, the Canadian dollar and the Canadian stocks, market's betting on a deal that Canada will join.
Yeah, the idea being the Canadians been backed into a corner. We'll see.
We'll see if they open
Nobody
their dairy.
puts Krista Freeland in a corner.